The Callaway Rogue ST Pro irons are Callaway's Player's Distance iron for 2022. If you're looking for a set of irons this year, you're going to have to try these out. So I've got a full set of the Callaway Rogue Pro ST irons, and I think they are actually really special. I've been using them for the last few weeks now, and there's a few things I've noticed about them, which makes me think you guys really need to try them out this year. They're a very sleek, elegant iron. They're very simple, but they are packed with so much technology that I couldn't even explain all of it because it would take up all of this video. We've got the AI designed flash face cup for amazing ball speeds, you know, the usual massive ball speeds from a Player's Distance iron. But then with all of the Rogue ST range, we've got the tungsten weighting that you can see in the back of the club, which is for forgiveness, just consistency around the entire club face. Looks-wise, we can see an akin to the TaylorMade P790. It almost looks like a blade from a first approach. The Rogue ST little weighting on it, some people may not like it because it does make it a little more commercialized, but for an iron that gets released on a yearly cycle, big improvement to last year's model. The overall looks, Callaway will say it is for a low to mid handicap player. I would think more to single digits, but for a compact player's iron, looking down at it for a 6 iron, very similar to TaylorMade P790s. With a Player's Distance iron, you obviously expect a lot of distance, and they do have quite strong lofts. Loft for the 6 iron up on the screen for you now. Nothing crazy, but you're going to get them to go a long way. I'll talk about the data that I've got at Silvermere in a second. I think that's just long. One thing you always expect with the Player's Distance iron is a lot of distance, as I already said, with the lofts being stronger. One problem you do get with that is sometimes the spin is quite low. I took the Rogue ST Pro irons to Silvermere Golf Club and took them on at the Full Swing studio to see what numbers I got. And with the 6 iron, I'll put the data on the screen now, and you can see went a long way, about 215 yards or so, with the spin being quite low, around 5,000. I've had a lot lower, but for a Player's Distance iron suited towards a low handicap player, this is quite low. But there is another piece of data that's also very important, and that is the descent angle, the apex of the flight of this iron, and it is very high. Put it on the screen for you now. You can see, although it has low spin, it's not going with a low ball flight and landing on the green and rolling off. When I was using the Full Swing simulator, the ball will be landing and it would actually spin back sometimes. Now, they're very soft greens, I know, but it means that even though it is mid to low spin, you're still getting a premium ball flight, similar to, and I've mentioned it a lot, the P790s. A direct competitor is this, the Callaway Rogue ST Pro now. It comes a lot cheaper. I'm gonna load up some balls here on the Kingfisher course. We've got about a 40 to 50 mile an hour breeze into my face. We are getting blown over pretty much every other shot here, but I'm gonna see if I can get a few balls close and just manage the actual ball flight of these golf clubs, because although they are a commercialized club that gets released every year, they're supposed to be for low handicap players, so they should be very workable. Oh wow, this is tough. That's how you actually control the ball flight there. Ah. Stay there. Yeah, that's a good shot as well. There we go. See, we're messing around with ball flights now a little bit, hitting one low and one high. They're a lot more workable than I envisioned them to be. And I think that's because maybe I thought because they are a yearly cycle, they wouldn't perform as well as, let's say, the Apex is. Honestly, the workability of these with the forgiveness, these are probably the worst conditions I've played in for a good year in terms of wind, and I'm still hitting the green for about 60% of the time. This is 155 yards, playing about 180. I'm hitting a 7 iron here and landing short. So that's right at the flag. About 40 yards short. I did as best as I can, guys, but in these conditions, I'm still hitting a low ball, but it's not easy. Hitting the green there 3 out of 5 times in absolutely dreadful conditions really does show the worth of these irons. I feel like I'm a player who doesn't really like to work the ball that much, but I can on demand. There, I hit a variation of mainly low shots, but I hit a nice fade and a nice draw when I wanted to. And for a club that is under £1,000 for an RRP for a 7 iron set, I don't think you'll find that much better value for money from the big competitors. Yes, you can go to a direct to consumer and maybe it's a little bit cheaper, but what Callaway are offering here is a Player's Distance iron that's a lot cheaper than its competitors. When you look at Mizuno, Ping, TaylorMade, they're all into the thousands. They're all about £1,200, £1,300. This, with an RRP of under £1,000, makes it a massive competitor. The only thing is, when you do release irons on a yearly cycle, it does get a bit frustrating because these are brand new right now, next January they won't be, and you'll want to get a brand new set. But the Rogue ST Pros are such an elegant looking iron that really does inspire confidence, and if you have it in your bag, you'll be pretty happy about it. So I'm struggling to think why you shouldn't try these irons out in 2022. If you are a low to mid handicap player, definitely try these out because they have a lot of forgiveness. They're some of the best feel I've seen for value for money, and they look pretty decent as well. Guys, if you have enjoyed this video today, let me know. And if you have any questions about the Callaway Rogue ST Pro irons, let me know down in the comments. I think this will need to be compared to the P790s, you're probably aware of that, and also Mizuno, Ping, you name it, I'll do it. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to run it inside now as well as my camera woman because Storm Dudley is about to either kill us or make us very wet. So until next video guys, I'll see you later.